Georgia Senator Johnny Isakson. Amy just mentioned him as a member of the Finance Committee. He organized last night's dinner, and he joins us. Senator, thank you. Let's talk about, I just put this question to Amy Walter, and I want to get your thought. A dinner is not an agreement on policy on debt, immigration, gun control. What can a dinner do, and what did last night's dinner do, in your opinion?
Well, it's a building block for a foundation to try and get to a solution to the big problems our country has. Our debt, our deficit, our entitlements, our tax structure, all those issues are up in the air. You've got to begin by talking and building a foundation where you can find common ground. This was just one meeting. It's one small step in a long journey, but it's a meaningful meeting, and it was a very good meeting and a very good dialogue with the president.
Now, some Republicans, not yourself, but some Republicans said too little, too late. The president spent the entire 2012 election demonizing the Republican point of view. One dinner coming after that election, when he's already been assured a second term, doesn't do anything. I assume, since you spearheaded this dinner, you disagree. Tell me why, and why you believe there is opportunity, as you talk about, for real compromise on these issues.
Well, first of all, the president called me and asked me to put together 12 Republicans to have dinner. It was at his initiative. That's number one. Number two, I don't know about you, but if I was president of the United States and I was outwardly trying to meet with the other side, I wouldn't be doing it just for show. That doesn't make any sense. I think he's hoping he can find a way to have a dialogue that can get us to some point in time where we can make some agreement on some of these big problems. If you don't try, you'll never know. So I think it's a sincere effort. Former Congressman, now Senator, I don't want to demote you. I want to ask you about guns. Earlier this morning, you said you were waiting to hear more before sort of offering a more definitive opinion on the Toomey Mansion deal on background checks and where you would come down on it. I know you met around 10 a.m. to get more briefed on it. Where do you feel, for yourself, where are you going to come down on this amendment? It's going to be the first amendment offered to expand background checks on guns. Well, I'm always going to come down where I think the majority of people in my state are. The majority of people in the state think we ought to have this debate, which is why I voted for cloture. I doubt I'll vote for the end product, but you guys are asking us to make a commitment on a product we don't know yet. There's going to be an open amendment process. We'll see how it works out. But I'm for protecting the Second Amendment rights of all Georgians to lawfully be able to buy and bear arms.
Senator, 16 Republicans, including yourself, voted for cloture, as you point out, to end unlimited debate, start debate on the gun law on the floor of the Senate. A majority, though, of the Senate conference voted against cloture. Is that a mistaken vote by the likes of Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, in terms of trying to show the American public the Republican Party is serious about this issue in the wake of Newtown?
I've learned a long time ago, if I start editorializing about some other senator's opinion or what they did, I make a big mistake. Everybody will have to judge that for themselves, but I think there's no ambivalence in the United States Senate on the gun issue. Everybody in the Senate has had to deal with it in their career. It's a debate that needs to take place, and to slow or forestall the debate just didn't make any sense to me.
Congressman, Senator, geez, I've got you. I remember covering you as a congressman, so I got it in my head. Senator, I want to ask you one other thing quickly about the Senate race. Your colleague Saxby Chambliss is retiring. It's going to be a big Republican primary. Are you going to endorse somebody in that race?
The reason they have primaries is so the people of Georgia who want to vote in that primary can pick who the nominee of the Republican Party is going to be. I'm not going to try and play kingmaker. I'm going to let the people of Georgia make that decision. I just want to say I'm going to miss my dear friend Saxby. We've been friends since we entered the University of Georgia 51 years ago. He's done a fantastic job. Georgia's going to miss him.
Senator Johnny Isakson of Georgia, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Next, following the